Hello everyone, this is Planckera, and welcome to my universe. So last time I started just cleaning up everything, ended up... Oh man, yeah, I remember now. I had to completely change the hand because of how I wanted things to be, and I was sad. That's okay, it was worth it, and I think it looks fine. I see that I moved something though, so now the point where the hand was attached to her face is wrong. I don't even remember what I moved. Nah, it doesn't matter. I'll go ahead and fix it now. I just have to find where that hand is. There it is. Anyway, I still kind of want it up on her face here. I think that's a pretty good spot, and then I'll attach her wrist and stuff in a second. I suppose having that kind of stuff physically attached to your body is nice? Yeah, I'll call it nice. Sounds good. Anyway, so today I just kind of want to continue on smoothing everything out and making everything look nice. And that's all I really plan to do. So I just gotta get this sleeve into place here and make sure that I have her chest all mapped out properly. I don't think I do. It still looks a little bit weird to me. So I'll go poke at that. But yeah, I also realized that I did not put blush on her face. I probably don't need to with this, doing more of a concept art thing, but I'm going to anyway because I think it makes her look a little bit less undead. So I will do that real quick. So all I'm gonna do is just get the loudest red possible. It's like, look at how bright that red is up there. I wish you guys could see my color picker. But I have not been able to find a way to do that without other potential issues. So there we are. Anyway, I'm just gonna dust her cheeks a little bit. Just like that. And then I always like to put a little tiny bit at the bottom of the chin and on the forehead, but forehead's not visible, so I'm not going to do it there. A little bit more under the eyes here. There we go. Okay. And I want to blend the bottom a little bit. So all I'm going to do there is turn my airbrush into an eraser here and just kind of paw at it, I guess. There we go. There we go, looking a little bit less undead. I still don't think I'm gonna bother with hair highlights here. If her hair was anything but white, I might, but it's like super white here. Alright. So I guess it's time to continue where I left off, and that was on the jacket and her arms. I got this arm looking pretty okay, I think. I think it's about the right length. I don't know. Like, I know it's gonna look a little bit long because this isn't her shoulder. Her shoulder's like here somewhere, and this just poofs up like crazy. I might put in a shoulder reference for myself just so I stop freaking out about how long her arm looks. Let me go ahead and find it. Okay, good. I have her hand on a layer here, so I can just go ahead and use this. So let's see. Gotta hide her hair for a second, so this way I can see where the shoulders should be. Where are ya? There it is. Okay. Gonna have her bald for a second, and I just realized that no, I don't want to use the same layer anyway. So I'll use a different one, and I'm gonna put in some hot pink. I personally like using hot pink. So, okay. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna map out where the shoulder actually is here. I think it's doing something like that. Kinda connecting to her chest over here. So there we go, that's the chest. Up into the neck here. I'm gonna go ahead and hide the sleeve for a second, and a little thing going across there just so I can feel out the proportion a little bit more. And I think the arm should be doing something like that. So we got a shoulder. And just in general, arms are kind of my art nemesis. I, for whatever reason, have trouble understanding their big noodly forms. And sometimes it drives me just a little bit crazy. So I'll spend a little bit more time getting them right here. Okay, I'd say this is looking pretty arm-like. And is it too long? Where will this elbow go? Assuming that this is her hip, and I think it is, because this is the bust, this is the waist. It's kind of cinched around her waist here, and then just disappears into a giant marshmallow. So, I have to think about that for a second, but I think that is pretty accurate. So I think that this arm length is pretty okay. So I'll go ahead and just overlay that over the sleeve there, and that will help me place it a little bit better. And I can even put it at a slightly lower opacity, so this way I can see through it. Okay. So hopefully I can stop flailing a little bit here. I do think it's looking pretty good there. And I mean, I actually had it pretty close here. It's mostly this top part that was not sitting on her shoulder, right? Okay, and then I had to decide what kind of poof I want there. I mean, and like I said in the title, need more marshmallow, right? Because, I mean, look at this thing. It is like cat mixed with marshmallow. So, I want to make sure that everything is just super marshmallowy. And that everything looks nice and fluffy. So, here we go. Let's get this over here and shaped the way I want. I kind of like the bell shape I got going, but I do need the top to be just a little bit more in perspective, I guess. Sometimes I see beginners ask what they should work on first. And when it comes down to it, yeah, it's structure. That was not what I worked on first. And I think I'm kind of paying the price for that now, because a lot of my stuff kind of is severely lacking in the structure, and I think my work would be better if I focused on the structure a little bit more. You know, then that is why I'm working on it. I'm doing my best. Because while I'm going through and doing all these studies to help me with my speed, it is indeed just trying to figure out things structurally a little bit better. Okay. How we doing? Seems pretty okay. And what I mean by structure is just, you see how I'm doing all this flailing trying to put things in the right place? Yeah, it's about knowing where to put things. Everything else can come later. To save yourself a lot of grief. Because now I'm having to go back and learn that, and it's hard. It is hard. Okay. So I think that's pretty alright. I'm gonna call this this hot pink layer my arm template. Just so this way I have it if I need to remind myself where her shoulders actually are. Because, you know, that's pretty poofy. Alright, let's go ahead and attach the rest of her jacket here to where the shoulders are. So it'll be something like this, I guess. And is this right? Do I still have my Madoka references up? I do. Yeah, they have surprisingly long torsos. Normally when I think of just a cute girl aesthetic, I generally think of, like, the shoujo proportions, and those things are like at least 75% leg. Like, at least. So I'm wondering if I should make her waist a little bit longer here. I don't want to adjust the arm at all, but the reason that I'm thinking this is just maybe I pull... Okay, I don't want to do it like that. But basically, maybe I pull this down a little. I'll just go ahead and do a selection and just pull it down just a little. Make her waistline there just a tad longer. And then if I'm going to do that, I have to poof out this. I gotta keep the angle the same. Like, I was making everything longer, so that made the angle a little bit flatter. Like, if we compare this, you see, I have the angle going out like that. Then I did the initial transformation, and now it's much sharper, going much further down. So what I wanted to do was make it so it goes back out. Keep that angle. It's very important. And there we go. I'm probably going to have to erase some of my body that I had drawn out here, but that's okay. That's all good. And I still think that this hand is in an okay spot. But basically, I guess you could say that when it comes to structure, don't be like me, and don't just flail your way to victory. Actually try to understand. I've been going through and doing that now. I actually think that the next thing I want to draw when I finish either what I'm working on here or Eofi is actually going to be a photo study. Ooh. So you can see how I at least attempt to study some of these things. Okay. Now then, I want to try to shape her shirt a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and hide my shirt decor layer here. There we go. And we're gonna... Actually, I want to turn her hair back on. So I'm gonna go in and actually try to figure out what her chest looks like here. I think I'll go and turn my brooch layer back on because that kind of marks the center. But I don't think I can make any more progress on the jacket here until I have an idea of how her chest should be laid out. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab all this, and then I'm gonna grab some shadow color from the hair, since these are all roughly the same. Or at least they're supposed to be. I might need to hide the hair again periodically, it's fine. You guys should be used to it by now. I make my characters bald all the time. It just makes my life so much easier. Okay. Go ahead and get some shadows in here so I can actually understand what I'm drawing. There we go. There we go. Okay. Yep, I gotta hide the hair again. I was hoping I could keep it on, but no, I need to be able to see what's going on underneath here. Before I move on, I think I actually will grab all of this, and I'm actually going to try to make it look okay. Like, this should not connect into the sleeve, for example. It's going to go hide under the sleeve. And if it's going to hide under the sleeve, I think I'm actually going to put it down here then. Kind of the same over here. Right now I have it connecting to the sleeve. That is definitely not correct. Okay. I think I'm going to clear... Oh, I can't clear the whole thing because I have frills drawn on it. Okay. So I'll call it brooch and brooch... decoration, I guess. Okay. So, the first thing I want to do Okay, the first thing I want to do is actually fill this stuff in here. Hello there, Punisher. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a nice lurk. Thanks for saying hi. All right. So, yes, very first thing I want to do here is actually get this thing around her neck and get the general shape of the shirt. I was gonna jump into the brooch and figure out what the center is, but then I realized, nah, I gotta get this stuff around her neck. It's bothering me. I gotta get it all around her neck and shoulders. You know what? My little shoulder template that I got here, I'm gonna take it, and I'm also gonna put it on the other side. So this way I can understand where her shoulders go. Doing something like this, I think. Like, obviously that's not gonna sit there, but the sleeves. They're so poofy. I cannot feel out where her arms are. But it's okay. It's okay. I will just put a little note there for myself. And then I can start drawing things based on that. Okay, so that's where her shoulders are and kind of how her neck is going. I want it to go out like this. Let's actually draw this properly. Let's get that proper structure in there. And it's a little poofy, so it's got to show a little bit on that side too. Okay. Now we'll make it frilly. Get it a little bit wavy. Let it kind of go behind here. It's fine if it clips into the neck for now. I'll fix it later. One thing at a time, but having that little bit there will kind of help me understand. I'm gonna lower the opacity on my arm thing here just a little bit so I can see what I'm doing a little bit better while still keeping my notes more or less. And we'll let this just kind of drape on over her. Okay, I want this to be a little bit sharper here, just to make it look like it's fanning out. And I don't like the way that frill is drawn. This needs to kind of come down here. I'm gonna think structurally, just like I was talking about before. Try to understand some of this structure going on here. Let me just clear some of this. I'm probably gonna have to put it back. It's fine. I did not get the drawing quite right at the beginning, so I have to fix it all now. If my past self was a little bit more diligent with the structure, I'd be in a little bit better of a place, but you know, mistakes happen. Future self is here to save the day. Okay, let me see how I actually drew her neck here. Is it, like, thick? It looks a little thick. That would also be contributing. Where the heck is my body layer anyway? There it is. Okay. Let's make that look a bit nicer here. Okay, that seems pretty good. And then where was I? Yes, getting this to wrap around her neck properly. This looks pretty poofy. I think I can appreciate this level of poof. I don't think I want it to be quite like that, but I want to show just how poofy this is going to be once I actually finish it. Alright. Let's work out the shoulders again. Confronting my nemesis, the arms. Did it just freeze or something? Okay, no, we're good. For some reason, my tablet keeps thinking that I'm double-clicking on things, and it kind of makes it freak out, and it's annoying. At some point, I really should look in how to fix that. I just haven't really gotten around to it. There we go. Okay. So I think that's wrapping around her neck pretty well. Let's go ahead and get the back side here. I'm just going to do it right on this layer. I don't feel like making a new one for it. Okay, nice and puffy. Now let's make it frilly again. This time, hopefully for real, because now everything is a little bit more structural, so I understand how this is all actually moving in theory. And I can just get it to wrap around. There we go. This makes sense to me now. All is well. And then there's going to be like... This isn't super relevant to anything, but I think it'll help me just figure out how everything is connected. So I'm going to mark it down. We got a little seam at the base of the neck here. And that's going to be where all these frills kind of tighten together and connect. And I think the shoulder will do something like that. That makes sense in my head, so I think it's probably okay. And I'm not going to refine this heavily. I think most of this is going to end up underneath things. But I will put in my shadows for the frills. Just, you know, make everything look right. So they're all gonna bunch up over here. So there's gonna be like a little bit of folding here. I still haven't really looked up how to draw frills, but it's fine. I can fake it sometimes. I will make a point of studying a lot of these things, but I only have so much time of the day, and there's only so much I can study at once. So sometimes I will still fake it. Okay. So there we go. I think that sums up the neck pretty well. I'll fill in this part correctly later. Let me do a little bit better than this, but I'm still just going to leave it pretty messy. Like, this is fine. This is fine for now. I'm going to figure out the structure of everything else first. Now then, I want to look at the angle of her shoulders. So if we look at what's going on here, her head is tilting this way, and I have her shoulders tilting slightly the other direction. Do not mind the bald, it is fine. So, if I were to draw some lines on top here, I have her head, you can follow the eyes, tilting this way. Shoulder should be tilting slightly this way, because that'll make it look a little bit better, with her hips tilting slightly this way. Right now, I don't quite have her shoulders drawn like that, and I should. So, let's go back to my shoulder template here. And kind of get them doing that. Once again, this is all stuff I probably should have done a little bit earlier, but, you know, here we are. I didn't, so. These things happen. Okay, so let's just take all this down here. And on this side, it'll go up a little. I'm gonna go ahead and... Actually, I think I'm just gonna delete that layer. I don't need that for me. That was a reference for... everyone else. This way you'll actually know what I'm talking about. And we'll send this shoulder up a little bit higher. Okay. Yeah, that seems pretty good. So that means that I need this guy to go down just a little. And then the other one on the other side here to come up a little bit closer to her face. Okay. Does that look a little bit nicer? Like you can't see her hips. It's fine. You're never gonna see the hips in that marshmallow. It's... I should definitely angle this little bit at the bottom to show that, you know, the the hips going up a little, but... You know, I was gonna say I'll do that later, but you know what? No. I'm gonna do it right now. We're just gonna angle it slightly. And then I'll worry about making it all pretty once I get there. Kind of want to tuck this in a little. Should be pretty tight at the bottom. It is just pure marshmallow. Hello there, Hane. Today, I am fixing my proportions. Because there were some problems. Okay, gotta tuck this all in a little. I am so gonna have to correct all these shapes later, but that's all. That's all right. More important that the pose looks correct. I am Planckera, but you can call me whatever suits you, really. I am not picky. Okay, and I want to raise the floof on this side just a little. Lower the floof on this side just a little. There we go. That's the marshmallow. Yeah, Kara works. Works for me. Okay. Oh man, her body looks like so much more connected now. Her arm actually looks like it's attached to her shoulders now. I am so pleased. Okay. And you know, I was thinking that this arm was like either a little bit long or a little bit short, and I couldn't tell what, but now it looks fine again. I just had the shoulder in the wrong place the whole time. I don't know how I said all that in one breath. Okay. Now then, where do I want to go from here? Let's fix her chest. Gonna lower the opacity on the jacket a bit while I draw out her shirt. So basically, the way this should work is I have her shoulders going this way, so I actually have all the details on her chest here backwards. This side should be higher than this side. I do that a lot. I blame the dyslexia. The hair is already done. It's just currently off because I'm working on her chest, and some of the hair covers the chest. I can turn it on again real quick. See, she's got nice hair. But it covers the part I'm working on, so she has to be bald for a while. Okay, she'll get it back later. It'll be fine. Then I just want to note the center here a little bit more strongly. There we go. That should be good. Just paw at things with the liquefy tool and help it solve all my problems here. Cool. I think that'd about do it. And then I just erase the part of the jacket that is supposed to be behind her. Just all the way back here. Hello there, Frederick. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I know, right? Everything looks weird when I have to go into bald mode, but, you know, sacrifices must be made for the sake of art sometimes. You get used to it. It's fine. I laugh at myself all the time. Look, I mean, it's funny. Look how bald she is. Okay. So let's see here. I think I'm gonna have a hard time picturing the nature of the chest without just some folds here. Let's put in the side of her body. And no. But that no. I do need folds here, but not like that. There we go. Are they too low? No, I don't think so. Yeah, it's all good. Art process is funny. It's okay to laugh sometimes. And don't worry, I know it'll be just fine in the future. All of my stuff looks pretty hilarious at the beginning. I have learned to trust the process, so all is well. And like I said, things do look a little funny at the beginning. Alrighty. Is that a good shape? Or do they look a little big? No, I think that's about right. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm gonna put a few more shadows underneath here. It should be something like this. Yeah, there we go. Now the world is starting to make sense. And we'll have some kind of folds from the armpits here. This side doesn't get it because the armpit is like behind her here. Okay, yeah, there we go. I think that's good enough for now. Let's see. How do I shape this? Is it like that, or does it curve upward? I think I actually have this a little bit too far to this side here. I need a little bit more over here. Just a little bit more. It's okay, man. I've been drawing for like 20 years. I got this. I know, it's like everything at the beginning. Everything at the beginning is, there are always some problems. In here, I just kind of had to go back over some things because I had some proportional problems around her chest. So, that's what I was doing here. I was just going back and fixing a bunch of stuff. So, just had to go back and fix some stuff. All is well. But yeah, I mean, I think I've already got it mostly back in place here, so I'm gonna go ahead and go back and add that brooch that I was planning on drawing. It's just I had to work out some other things before I could draw it properly. So let's go on here. I can't see it with that color very well, so I'll use the shadow color to draw it out. I wanted kind of at the base of her neck here and on her chest, just this... the egg-shaped thing that is on Kyubey's back. I wanted this symbol to be throughout her design. Because... let's see here. Let's see here. Alright. I forgot that I have like a million things on this layer for some reason. But yeah, this is like the one bit of symbolism that shows up on Kyubey's design a lot. So I wanted to reuse it throughout the design frequently. And I think it makes for a pretty good little brooch. And I am at the refining stage. I think that this looks pretty good, so I'm going to go ahead and just clean it now. And then I'll go ahead and add all the straps on it. Yeah, I know that feeling. Yeah, of course. Like, drawing OCs is pretty fun. I'd say I haven't done it in a while, but actually I have drawn a few of them off stream when I was just doing my practice before I started getting a whole bunch of requests. And that was pretty fun. It's nice to be able to revisit some of them. Okay, I gotta double check to make sure I got the shape there. I should probably actually download an image of Kyubey's back here. Okay, it needs to be thicker on the bottom. A little bit rounder, too. Oh, welcome back, Edgy Kitty. How was your trip? Okay, so I want it nice and thick at the bottom and a little bit thinner, but still pretty thick at the top. And it needs to be rounder, more tear-shaped. Appropriate, all things considered. Oh, congrats! Okay, there we go. That's a pretty good shape. A little bit skewed, but that's okay. That's what we have transform tools for. That's right, I keep forgetting that I have to use my selection to actually pick this up if I want to transform it alone. There we go. That seems pretty good. I mean, if you draw pictures, you're an artist. You don't have to be a professional. Just make the things, always. Okay, there we go. That's a pretty good shape. Okay. This is one of those places where I just really, really wanted to get the shape right. Which direction is my light source coming from again? Let me turn the hair back on. It is in the center. Okay. I guess I can leave the hair on for a little bit here. There we go. We'll make that nice and thick at the bottom so that this way it's obvious that the light is coming from above. So I think I want this kind of shape here. So I think that's about perfect here. Yeah. There we go. I think that shows exactly what I want. I was considering putting something in the middle, but nah. I think I want to keep it just like this. The thing over her heart is empty. Mm-hmm. That seems about right. So I will keep it just like that. All right. Well, thank you. Alrighty. Now then, I will draw the things that I plan to have connect this over to her shirt. That's gonna be things like this. I wanted to do it in a group of 3 to kind of match the tips of the ears here. So I was planning on doing it kind of like this. So this part will go behind, and we will not see the little rings that I had planned, unfortunately, because it's all covered by hair. But, you know, that's okay. I'll be sure to draw that as a note elsewhere. Is that a good angle? I think that's a pretty good angle. I'm not sure if I like this part. I think we'll redraw that, but... Okay. And I'm just gonna get the shape correct now while I'm refining everything. I think these angles look pretty good. And it's also minor, so... all is well here. Oh, thank you. I do like making stuff for the internet. It's a good time. And I think my process is kind of weird. I like a lot of it. I do need to find ways to add more structure to the way I work. Because I would really like to draw faster than I currently do. But that's okay. That'll come. I'm working on it. I'm gonna rotate this guy. And I don't care about anything in there because I am going to be erasing it all soon anyway. There we go. This one is a little bit thin, so let's give it a little bit more meat here. Perfect. And this will just go all the way across the chest here. And will just disappear into her sleeve and behind her hair. But I can still use it to show the direction of her shoulders are in. Why am I laughing? I don't know, I just do it. I think it's more accurate to say that I tend to get very giggly when I get nervous, and I am just perpetually nervous while streaming, so it tends to make me laugh a lot. I think that about sums it up, really. Just one of those things, don't worry about it. Okay. So let's see, I wanted to wrap around this, so I will draw it like that. It's okay. I have never really considered getting too giggly to be a negative, which is why I never really bothered to fix it. I don't consider it something that needs to be fixed, so I'll just giggle for no reason. If the urge comes up, I figure it's fine. That's why I say, you know what? Sometimes it's better just not to worry about it. Just roll with it. Okay, let's get those wrapped around here. Yes. Just like that. And then I will shade it proper once it's all on there the way that I want it to be. Okay. All things considered, it may be a bad idea for me to be going into details right now. But it's fine. If I end up regretting my life choices later, so be it. I want to work on this part now. I want to see this whole area here just match the visions in my head. There we go. I think it's pretty cool. I will never give up. Trust me, the world has never been able to get me to quit. It has tried, but it will never succeed. Alrighty, let's see. How do I want to shade this anyway? I want these to be like connected to each other. So let me put a little shadow here just to show the thickness of these straps. They're a pretty thin material, but they're not like paper. So we'll just put a little tiny shadow there, and that will help me figure out how it connects to the part going around the brooch itself. So I will see how that works out here. Let's take a look there. I am drawing Kyubey from Madoka Magica as a human. More specifically, as a magical girl. Well, I'm glad to hear it. It's okay. When it comes down to it, you know, art is a good time. So when people come here, I just want everyone to have a good time. Okay, so how do these areas connect here? I think at this angle in particular, like it'll be a little different on this side, but I think at this angle, these will actually be blocking the straps in the back here. Like, doesn't make sense to put a shadow here. I actually don't think so. Okay. So I guess it just goes like this then. You know what? That works too. Yep, I think that's actually perfect. Okay, cool. That actually makes my life easier. So I will just carry on and draw normally. I don't know. I wouldn't say any of this is struggle. It's just I'm trying things. I've already got most of the design down. I just need to finish drawing it out. And sometimes I will ask myself questions. Sometimes there are just things that I need to figure out, and that's just how things are. I don't really think there is a problem when there are things that I have to figure out. Okay. There we go. They are thoroughly attached now. Let's go ahead and add the shadows that I need over here in order to properly attach all of this. Oh yeah. That is indeed just perfect. Just perfect. Alright, let's do the other side. Shadow where? Because, like, I mean, it's not done. I'm just trying to figure out how these straps connect to everything. So these I will leave light. Normally I'd like put a shadow on it here, but that'll just make it fade into the background there, so no good. We leave it like that. Then yes, now I touch the other side. Now I attach the other side. I'll just prep this side first. And then I will worry about everything else. Let's see, I think this is shaped right. So I will go ahead and plop that there. These ones are kind of overlapping each other a little bit, but I think that is accurate. So I will draw accordingly. There we go. I want a little bit shadow coming off there and a little bit of one coming off there. There we go. They are attached now. And that is it. Cool. Let's go ahead and add a quick shadow from the hair. Just a little tiny guy. There we go. I think that's good. And now the metal itself needs a shadow, and then I also want to make it shiny. So I will add a nice specular highlight here. Let's do it. I will just take this color, make it a little bit shinier, nice and light. And then I add a light here. Okay, cool. Now then. Okay, yep, this is all looking pretty proportionate and stuff again, so I am satisfied. Let's get back to rendering out the jacket then. Okay, I think I have her sleeves and stuff in the right place. So I'm gonna call that good, and I'll leave her hair on for now. So let's go ahead and smooth out this sleeve. Is the bottom done? No. I like to work from the top down. Pretty much the only thing that's I'd really consider like done is her face. But basically I have everything designed. I have most things drawn. And now I'm just kind of going through and smoothing things out and making it look nice. But the drawing itself is not going to change much beyond this point. It's just going to be neater. And as you know, I am pretty particular about my neatness, so... It is the part that probably takes the longest. Oh, I have some body sticking out there. I should do something about that. There we go. So I'm going to start with the sleeve here, because that's the one on top. Make the sleeve nice and puffy, and it's okay that I'm covering up this gold part. I'm actually probably gonna stick all the jacket decorations on a separate layer. I didn't when I was just derping around and experimenting. It wasn't really important at the time. But now I think it is time to actually start pulling things out and making everything look good. So I want this part right through here to be super tight. Because there's going to be that little ring going around it. This should basically be going right up against her arm here. Yep. It's okay. That's why I was double checking my proportions at the start there, because I felt like they were kind of off. And I needed to get them right before I could go through and refine everything. But generally, if something looks really off, it's just because I haven't started working on it yet. And that is very, very normal. Alrighty. Yeah, that I want to make sure that, like, this is going to be a pretty thick cloth, so there's going to be just little spots where everything just bunches up and goes in and out. I'm kind of trying to show that here. I don't like that one. I want it to be... No, it definitely needs to be really tight around the elbow. The elbow is where it's kind of pushing into the cloth. So everything is going to be pulling around the elbow. You okay? I think that's looking pretty good. I don't think it needs to be any more folded than this, really. I think this is showing what I want to show, so all is well. No, I want here to be a little straighter. There we go. There we go. Okay, and I'll worry about all the shading on that later. I'm just kind of fixing the outline there. I'll do the cuff of the sleeve a little bit later too. Let's see, I think this all looks good, so I'm gonna go and put that golden ring back around. I just want to get him back in here, because I think it helps show the structure of the sleeve very, very well. Oh, well, that's deeply unfortunate. I hope your teeth get better soon. Okay. Yep, I think that's about the shape that I want for the sleeve there. So this seems perfect. Let me see, I think I want here to be slightly thinner, so I will adjust the jacket accordingly. And then we'll just have a tiny little fold coming out here. Yeah, just a little guy. Just a little guy. Just a little guy there. Okay, yep, I think that's pretty good. And now I'll put my shadows back in and put a little light here. Just a little bit of light that'll show through from the sleeve here. There we go. And then the shadow just from that side. Okay, there we go. I think that's pretty good there. I think it's wrapping around at the point that I wanted to. It's like not on her bicep, it's like right above it. Yeah, I think that's correct. If the elbow is here, then... Actually, this might be a little bit low. I think I actually need to push this all just slightly upward. It's okay, this is why I'm checking these things now. I will have to redraw a small portion of that, but it's fine. More important that it be in the right spot. Perfect. I mean, then draw in the morning. You gotta get enough sleep. Sleeping is important. Trust me, every day I go to bed, even though I want to draw more. Okay. Alright, yep, that seems good. Let's see, I think I'm gonna just do the arm before I go ahead and do the cuff there. So let's go ahead and lock the layer, and I'll start mapping out where I want the lights and shadows to go. So let's see, there's gonna be a shadow there from the hair. The bottom part is going to be very shadowed because it's all so poofy. Super poofy. I've got a big fold here, so I'll go ahead and add a fold like this. It'll just go. And then everything should look super marshmallowy. Everything is just going to be super poofy. There we go, and there we go. Do I want any shadows at the top? I think I do. Just because, again, this is poofy and soft. So I think this illustrates the texture I'm going for pretty well. Let's go ahead and add another fold here, because I can. But we'll make it floof like this. Okay, seems good. Now I move on to the sleeve. There's going to be a slight pull here, and then there's going to be lots of pulls around the elbow. So we'll go ahead and add folds here. And I can actually start detailing these folds that I've been hinting at for a while. They've been chilling there. I'll let it go all the way across. I think that makes sense for the angle that her arm is at here. Yeah, seems nice. I think that is correct, and I think that this one should not go all the way across. I think it should just kind of branch and stop there. I think this is accurate. And... okay. I think this is right, but I think it is not... I think it's a bit too long, so I'll go just that a little. And we'll just push some more there, and I think that shows the arm kind of brushing up against the sleeve there. Yeah, I think that's about right. And then I'll put little shadow over here. Kind of let it go down like this. Be a little bit lumpy because it is tight, but the cloth is thick. So you gotta let things be a little bit lumpy. It's okay. Everybody is whatever age they want to be sometimes. It doesn't really matter. You just gotta go and do the thing. Let's see here. I want to make this one a little bit smaller. And then, let's see here. Is it being pulled on a lot? Probably a little. So I'll put a few little guys in there, but nothing super strong. And I actually think I want this to get a little bit thinner at the wrist. Little bit thinner at the wrist. Which means I should make this just a little bit smaller. And there we go. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I think I have the shadows mapped out on that pretty well. Certainly well enough for what I'm doing here. If anything, I have it a little bit excessive for what I'm doing here. So this is fine. Let's go ahead and map out the cuff of the sleeve here. So I think that part showing there is just part of her arm showing through, so... Oh, it actually isn't. Okay, what is that then? Is that just a part where I don't have the jacket drawn? Sure is, okay. Ah, the joy of layer management. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, a lot of it is really just, you gotta map things out properly. And then, everything starts to look a little bit better. I think that's why sometimes art can almost seem like magic. Because it's like, at the beginning of this, a lot of things looked really bad, but then I fixed it, and a lot of it even wasn't that hard or even that time-consuming. It just had to be done. So, there we go. Because yeah, sometimes I watch people's drawing time-lapses, and they make a change, and suddenly it's all just, man, when did that happen? Or the way I draw hands, for example. I see other people draw hands in a similar fashion, and it just looks like they're pulling it out of nothing, and it's fantastic. I really like the jacket, too. I did a few at the beginning, I was going through several different designs, and then I drew one with, well, you know, this. And I was like, oh wow, that's actually really cool. Let's do it. Let's do it. And that's, you know, part of the reason it was the design I went with. Alright, before I draw the backs here, you're not really going to be able to see them anyway, because they're a dark color, the same color as this, so I'm not going to worry about it too strongly. Let's go ahead and get all the folds here, and there's definitely going to be a lot of folding here. It's kind of brushing up against her hand there. So I want to put a little fold here, and the rest I think are actually mostly in place already. Yeah, I think I already have all of these in pretty good spots. Okay, yeah, that seems good. So I'll just go through and clean all that up at this point. And then I can get her hand. Well, thank you. I'm honestly happy to show mine. Because I feel like a lot of resources out there show the same kinds of steps over and over again. Where it's typically, you know, you draw a random sketch, then you do line art, and then you go in and put down base colors and that kind of thing, and that's just not how I work at all. I tried to do those methods for a long time, and I was never able to get them to work for me. So I'm happy to show that there are other ways to do things. And all you gotta do is find the method that works for you. Lots of ways to do things, and lots of different ways to be good at things. Like my drawings, I am trying very hard to incorporate more structure into them because they need it badly. But I still kind of managed to get this far while having structure, proportions, and those kinds of things, perspective, as my weaknesses. And I was able to get through on mostly color and vibes. So, always happy to show that, you know, there's lots of things you can be good at. And eventually you can shore up some of those weaknesses. If you want. Okay, there we go. That looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and smooth out the sleeves. Now for this kind of thing, if I was drawing a normal picture, I might consider adding some highlights here. Just through here, but I don't think I'm going to for this one. I just want to keep it simple. Yeah. I like what I do very much. That's why I keep doing it. It's a good way to be. Hold on, got a cough. Ah, it tickles in my throat. The worst. Hello there, Art. Welcome back. Okay, so this all actually went better than I thought it would. I was worried that this might take a while, but it seems like my practicing has been paying off for me. Because I am now able to make more sense of some of these things and make things look right a little bit more quickly. So I'm happy. Okay. Yeah, and then I guess after this I probably should do the hand. As much as I want to procrastinate on it, but actually I don't think this hand looks that bad. So it shouldn't be too hard to get it going. The other hand, I was sad because I had to basically redraw the whole thing. Because I had to change the hand pose slightly to compensate for, I guess, the way some other stuff shook out. And I basically had to redraw the whole thing. And that's always a little sad. Always a little sad, but it's okay. At least this one will be pretty easy. I think I already have it basically drawn. I might have to draw a thumb, though. Because, yeah, in the original, it was wrapping around her waist, so the thumb was on the backside. And I don't think that makes sense here, so I'm gonna have to... I'm gonna have to draw a thumb. Another case of things just changing a little bit due to how things shook out. Alright. So only a little bit to smooth out down here. I've already smoothed out most of it. There we go. I'll draw the back later. Let's go ahead and draw a thumb. Let me see. How does the thumb go if I do it that way? It goes like straight up. So I can just draw it kind of like this, I guess. I'll just blob it on there. Right on there. And how exactly is that going to connect down here? I think it's straight, like this. Should be a little bit higher up. But besides that... seems okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna keep adding blobs until it looks right. I think very much in shapes, so I just need to get the shape right here. Okay, and I'll figure out the edge of the index finger while I'm over here. Is that about right? Let me see. I'm looking at my own thumb here. I think that's about right. It's maybe a little awkward, but... Welcome back, Kitty. Let's go ahead and tilt this upward. Maybe a little bit bigger. Okay, yeah, seems good. Oh yeah, this is actually more chatters than I've had in a long time, so I'm very excited to have you all here. Life is wonderful. Today's a good day. Oh, always glad to have people here enjoying what I do. It's why I started doing it, after all. I did want people to come see. And I actually want to use this purple instead of the white that I was using before. Or I guess kind of the reddish cream. So let's go ahead and get those colors in. Yeah, that looks a bit better. I mean, pretty normal to be tired after that, so you should get some sleep if you're sleepy. That's what I always tell my kids, and they're like, no. They are silly. Something about the thumb just still looks wrong, so I'm taking another look at my thumb. Yeah, I think I have it turned a little bit too far. Let's go turn it back. I guess it'll just be like this. I think this is probably... Maybe I should have it tucked behind the hand just a little bit more. Let's turn it up a little. Okay, yeah, I think there looks pretty good. I might flail with it some more. You never know. Sometimes it takes me a couple tries, it's fine. It's okay, I prefer drawing girls too. I don't know why. I never really thought too deeply about it. Okay, yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay, I think I can be happy with that. We'll see if I change my mind in 5 minutes. That also happens a lot. So... Alright, so I'll just go over each of these fingers, smooth out my edges. And then it should be about done. I'm gonna... erase the dots here. I'll put them back at the end. I want to make sure that they're all in good spots. Okay, seems pretty good. Let's go ahead and pull out this finger now. How old was I when my first drawing? I mean, pretty much every little kid will draw. At least one. If you're talking about when I started taking it seriously, there's... Like, even that has, like, 3 different answers for me. Like I derped around a lot when I was in high school. But I wouldn't say that I really took art seriously until I was... I want to say 29? Before then, I just kinda... drew once every couple of years when I felt like it. So, yeah, I think that's probably about right. Maybe a little bit before that, but... Maybe even a little bit after. Actually, you know what? I remember the picture. The picture that I drew when I said I was going to start taking art seriously, so I can give you an exact date. Let me go find it. So let's see, when I was getting serious, where are you? The date I uploaded this was August 13th, 2022. So there you go. That is when I started taking art seriously. Yeah, it takes a while. Okay, let me see. Here still looks a little bulgy. How should I go about fixing that? Let's see. I will just draw some more of these here, and then I can just erase here to push everything down again. And there we go. Bulginess solved. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Still gotta clean up a few edges here. Okay, yep, and those, I just want to get this finger a little bit more slender and nice looking. And you can see that generally I only draw 2 joints. Sometimes I draw 3, but simplifying it to 2 makes it a little bit easier to draw, and I don't think it really takes any of the character out of the finger. So, often I will do that, and I think this pinky is actually perfect. Yeah. Yeah, the way I had it before I decided what the bottom of the jacket was going to look like, I had it wrapping around her waist. So we didn't actually see the thumb at all. It was on her backside. But with the way I have the jacket here, that didn't make sense anymore, so needed to draw a thumb. But yeah, I just basically observed that when I did the pose, my thumb wrapped around to my backside. So that is why I drew it like that the first time. But then with the way things changed, you know, I had to change the pose a little, and that's fine. These things happen. These things happen. Okay, and let's get some shadow from the sleeve in there. I'm going to keep the shadows pretty simple here. If I was doing a full illustration, I might do it a little bit differently, but I am not, so here we go. There we go, and these ones I can just keep the solid color there because they're kind of in the back. So I think that's fine. Let's go ahead and draw the circles on the knuckles. So it'll be like this, and this one we kind of see just a tiny part of it. I'm even going to use a shadow color here. And there will be one on the thumb too, just probably like right there. No, this is the side, then here. Yes. Right there. Okay. There we go. That's a finished hand. So, from there, I guess it's time to do the rest of the jacket. Let's go. Alright, so now I can actually smooth out all of this stuff. It's been super messy for a while, so I'm kind of looking forward to smoothing it all out. I do enjoy doing that. Maybe the process is a bit slow, sometimes a little bit tedious, but man, seeing the result is just super satisfying. So I'm gonna zoom out and do kind of the basics first, make sure that I like my general shapes and outlines. And I will just go all the way around, and at some point I will also draw the back of the cuff there. And wait, there's some residue from some stuff. I gotta get rid of that. It's probably from here. Sure is. Okay. Gotta keep track of that pixel dirt. Otherwise it'll accumulate in terrible, terrible ways. There we go. I'm just gonna start on these little wings here because I like them. I like them a lot. Yeah, and I think that is good. And then I see some spots here that I just need to fill in because I cut things apart. That's fine. All of this white stuff is going to go on a separate layer, so I'll be eliminating a lot of it from this layer. I might even put some of it back before I finish drawing everything here. Just because I kind of want to know where stuff is supposed to go. And there's actually going to be a symbol on the sleeve, but before I get too, I don't know, deep into those details, I want to have everything else drawn. I might just roughly go over things, just so this way I know where they are. Like, let me see, do I have a jacket details layer? I do. I want to know where the center... I want to know where the center of this is. Actually, maybe I shouldn't have erased all that, because now I don't remember what it looked like. Okay, I'm gonna back up a bit here. Let's go over some of this. So I will get some of this. Yeah, that's right. Her shoulders are kind of tilting this way, so I actually want these lines to kind of go this way. Match the tilt. Okay. There we go. Now I can erase some of that. I just wanted to remember how I had that center part there. The rest are pretty easy because it's mostly just lines lining the outfit itself. So that's pretty easy to remember. But I couldn't remember if I had these going on the outside of the buttons or the inside or both. And I see the way I had it before was just on the inside. We'll see if that's how I want to keep it by the end. I'm not sure. I might change my mind. But I mean, this is my little thing, so I can change my mind as many times as I want. Okay, and I really want to make sure that I get these frills right here. What about the sleeve? Let's get those right here. I don't know. I'm just drawing a picture. Sometimes it's really no more complicated than that. I'm just drawing a picture because I wanted to draw a picture. Art is great. It's a lot of fun. It is so much fun. Well, thank you. I had fun drawing them. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good shape. I think I'm gonna have to go over a lot of this again and really make sure that it's smooth. I definitely feel like I've got some blobby parts in here. But I want to make sure that I get all of my starting shapes looking really, really good. So I'm starting from a little bit more zoomed out than I do for most of my usual refining. And then I will go ahead and zoom in a little bit later. And that kind of thing works pretty well for me. There we go. Do I like that? I don't think I do. I think I want it to come down. And then we'll go up here. I need to get the frill shape here right. It's very important. Very important. You gotta get it right. Yeah, I like my hair too. My hair is probably my favorite part of my design. It's just so shiny. I love making things shiny. Okay, got some frills there. I can see it in my mind, so it's probably fine. And it should look pretty good once I actually get around to shading it all. And I'll draw the backside later. I don't want to do it right now. No, it's all good. I don't really care. You can call me what you want. As long as you're not being a jerk about it, it's all good. Okay, and I think that sums up the edge there. I've already got this drawn out. I just need to refine it a little bit, and this part in the back, even though it's technically on this layer, I think I'm actually going to do it later. I think I want to do this part after I do her shirt. So, yeah, let's go ahead and zoom in, clean up that edge. And then I will lock the layer and get the colors on. It'll be great. Or, you know, get the proper shading on. All right, sure. Okay. Yeah, this is looking pretty smooth. I'm gonna go ahead and put just a little bit of shading on here just so I can picture it better. Like this part's gonna be light, this part dark, this part light, light, dark, and then there's probably gonna be like a seam or something somewhere. I think that'll be good for my jacket details. Let me just put my trim on. I already know roughly how that's gonna go. I actually want to draw this properly later, don't I? Okay, I'll just draw the seam without it. I don't think I need it to do that. In fact, I don't even think I need to draw a seam right now. But basically, at some point, these frills have to kind of bunch up together in the jacket itself in order for this to make sense. And that was a lot of words to say. I don't know. I am probably worrying about stuff that I don't need to right now, but knowing where these shadows should go is important. Oh, thank you. I will add it to my collection. Alrighty. Yeah, that seems fine. It'll be something like that. Anywho, let's go back to smoothing this out. Same. I have many. I still have, like, every single stuffed animal I owned from when I was a tiny human. I never throw anything away, so now my kids get to play with my old toys, and it's wonderful. Okay. I think this is pretty smooth here. Just kind of cutting into the lighter parts a bit more. Make it look a bit more frilly. Oh, the button is on the outside of the jacket, but I had these lines here, and when I was talking about inside or outside, I was basically saying, okay, do the buttons go like this? Or do they go like this? So that's outside of the decoration here. Whereas the first pattern was inside, and I have them on the outside. Thank you. It's alright. Almost there. I get the feeling the lower body's gonna be a lot easier, because it's just, like, 90% marshmallow floof. Although on the other hand, I have to draw feet. And I'm terrible at drawing feet, so there you go. So I'll probably flail at how to actually draw her shoes at some point, but for now, I get to do a bunch of fun upper body stuff. Okay, it's good to know how to do. Because then you can draw the entire body, and that's always a good time. Okay, you don't need the internet to draw stuff. Sometimes people on the internet can give good advice, but yeah, you don't need it. Just go look at a foot, and then draw it. That's all you need to do, really. I don't plan for the line here to be like a zipper. It's just gonna be... I don't know. Where the two halves of the jacket overlap, like if you think of this jacket being open, there'd be like a, you know, hole through here, and then you kind of put them together. If you think of a button-up coat when you put it on, there's two folds of cloth that overlap each other where the buttons are. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. And, thank you, I suppose. I worked very hard to draw myself. I don't know what that refers to in this case, but yeah, it just, you know, when you have a coat, you got like two folds of cloth here, and then you kind of put them together, and they fold over each other. I'm not actually sure what it's called. Okay, that seems like a pretty solid outside, so let's get the inner parts here going. I think this part should actually not be that dark through there. Okay, so then we got some folds here. I want them to follow the shape of her body a little bit more. So here is interesting because it's going to be really tight up here, but then it's going to be really loose down here. Even here, I'm actually afraid. Is she too thick? Is she too thick in the middle? Let me check my references here. Actually, I think she is a little bit too thick in the middle. I really like what I drew out there, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and grab this. Just everything from here over and move it over just a little. And then same on this side. We're just gonna push it in just a little bit here. There we go. And then I will fix the outside. We'll go ahead and move her arm real quick just so I can connect these two sides properly. I want to make sure my angles are correct. And I'll worry about getting the colors correct again after. Okay, there we go. There's one side. Because I don't actually want the poofing here to change angle that much. I want it to be very poofy, even though I'm making her a little bit skinnier there. Okay. Turn her arm back on, and how's that? Is that better? I think that's a little bit better. Let me check my references again. Whenever I'm checking references, I'm just checking the art style of Madoka to kind of match their proportions a little bit. I could not quite do the super blocky faces. I could not get it to look right. But I can at least try to match some of their other proportions. I think that's about right. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, cool. And then I just get rid of some of the excess here. When I draw characters, I tend to draw them a little bit with a little bit more realistic proportions. So this one's a bit of an adventure because like she's like 5 heads tall. And I don't think I've ever really drawn characters with such tiny proportions. Let me see. Her hips are actually going this way. I think I have. Yeah, I have this part backwards. I made a little diagram at the beginning that's showing the kind of angles I was going for here. I guess I can put it up again real quick. Let me just make this adjustment. There we go. But basically, if you look at her eyes, you can see her head is tilting this way. So I have her shoulders tilting this way, and her hips tilting this way. So I need to make sure that I have everything adjusted accordingly. And I just realized that I had the hips the wrong way. The way I had them drawn was like this, and that just doesn't look as good. So I need to go back and fix that. Probably want to lower this part a little bit too. Okay. This does mean I'm going to have to go back and redraw some of the edges, but it'll be worth it, trust me. It'll be totally worth it. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better there. It's not an extreme hip tilt, so I don't need to push this down too far, but I want it to be far enough down that you can kind of see the tilt in her hips, like I did down here. See? I want it to be tilting kind of like this. Okay. So now I'll just go back and repair all of this. It got a little beat up in the process. These things happen. These things happen. It's fine. It's totally fine. I should hide her arm again, though. And I will do as little as possible to this angle here. Try to keep it about the same. Because I do like the way it's poofing out. Okay, there we go. And now I just have to do a little connection over here. And see? It's already all better. No problem. No problem at all. Okay, so now I can go back to just roughly putting in shadows. So I should lock this layer so I can't color outside the lines. And there we go. Now I can just start putting in where all the lights and shadow are gonna hang out. And get all of this looking pretty good. So I'm gonna just do things kind of roughly right now. Oh no! Your tablet is possessed? Or your phone is possessed? Sometimes I have those moments where my TV seems like it's possessed, and suddenly it starts playing terrifying kids videos. just whatever my kids were watching. Because the computer like reboots itself or something to install updates or whatever annoying things that Windows wants to force you to do, and then everything comes back on, it relaunches the browser, and I just hear all these songs about poop. And I'm just like, why? Dude, toddler videos are something else, man. Okay, let's slim on these deep shadows here. They may not even need to really exist at all on that side, but I'll keep them around a little while longer. Okay, I just want to clean that up. I just want to clean all that up there. Okay. Now then, let's figure out the areas that actually need these deep shadows. The hand is like right up against the jacket, so these are going to be really close to it. Basically going to be a line. So that's probably about all I need. And then I want to put in the shadows from the frills here, and there's going to be... So like, where is the seam? Don't throw your phone. Computers are our friends. We must be kind to them. My hair is blue. Alright, so this is where all the frills are gonna kind of match up here. So something like this. This needs to angle a little further down. There we go. So I kind of want the frills to meet up in these places. This is kind of where everything's gonna bunch together. Alas. Honestly, I find it hard to type on, like, any phone. I hate touchscreens. I am way too used to keyboards. I've never been able to get used to it. The hazards of being old. Okay, and I see that I'm gonna have to adjust the frills a little bit here, but I kind of expected that. Someday I will learn how to draw a proper frill, but right now I'm just gonna make do. I think these look pretty okay. Let's draw some folds coming out from the hand, because the hand is going to be folding all of this pretty hard. Everything is just gonna be pushed around for the fingers and stuff, so I'll just add some extra folds here and there. I see. I don't think I could live without my computer. I would be so sad. Okay, in that case, I probably don't want this one to come out quite that far. If all of this is gonna be just kinda coming down and folding out this way. Okay, that looks pretty alright here. And this is probably fine for my purposes. I'll add a little fold here. But I don't think I gotta make it any more complicated than that. Not for something concept arty. Add just a little bit here to make it a little bit more three-dimensional. And then a slight shadow from the chest here. There we go, and yeah, I guess I should get the frills on this side too. That seems like a good idea. That does seem like a good idea. Just plop all those in, we'll put in some stuff here, and I think that's probably fine. Yeah. Did you just need the money, or? Okay. So now everything's kinda converging on the line that I put in there a little bit. So it looks a little bit frilly. Let's go ahead and add the folds on this side. And then here is, again, tight, thick cloth, so I'll add a few extra folds kind of like this. And then I think I have some that I want to go more across. It's like everything kind of got interrupted over there because of the hands. But I can afford to let some lines kind of come across on that side, and I think this looks fine. Let me pull those really dark shadows back a little bit. I will add some shadows from the hair, and I think we're good. Ah, I see. Unfortunate. How's your eye doing now? Is it doing better? Okay. Yeah, I think that all looks pretty good. I might add some more dark shadows just around the hand here. we'll let there be some extra folds coming out here. Just from the hand doing hand things. Pushing down on the cloth there. This part just has to exist because these are the same color and it'll look bad if I don't. So, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Oh, life is hard. Okay, let's go ahead and add the back of the sleeve there, and I will go ahead and just add a tiny little highlight on top there, just to make it more clear what's going on here. There we go. And then later there's going to be frills on that. Okay. And I'll add the back of this jacket here a little bit later. Okay, let's go smooth all this out. I'm gonna do the darkest part later. I'm just gonna go ahead and do these two lighter colors first. And then after that, I will go back and do the darkest ones. So things are going to look a little funny for a little while. That's okay. Because I will get to everything eventually. No one will be forgotten. Every little piece is super important. I don't like this one. So I will change that. Gonna lessen this just a little bit. Because I don't think this needs to be quite that strong. But I think like this is fine. I think like this looks pretty good. So what I like to do here is I just get the two colors that I'm working with, and I put them on my foreground and my background up here. I just use the control key to color pick, and then I press X to switch between them. So this is why I'm often doing things with two colors instead of, and why I say that I'm going to do those darkest ones later. Because I can't just press X to switch between three colors. So this just makes my life a little bit easier, so I prefer to do it like this. When I'm working on things with more complex shading, like if I'm going into full-on semi-realism or something, I can't really get away with that. I try to do it sometimes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But for this, I can do that. Understandable. Definitely go get some sleep. Sleep is important. And yes, I have been streaming every day for over a year now, so I do indeed have lots of videos. I just like to come on and draw for the internet. It's fun. It is so much fun. Yeah, see you soon. Have a nice sleep. I hope you're able to sleep well. Okay, I'll just be here, making everything nice and smooth. Bye-bye. Gonna put just a tiny little shadow around the thumb here because it makes me happy. Okay, let's fold that up a little bit because I think that'll look nice, and I think that is good. So just gonna keep going on the rest here. Don't be afraid of your wife. I'm sure she means well. All right. Well, things went pretty well today. When I realized that I was going to have to fix a bunch of proportions, I was really worried that I wouldn't be able to get through the jacket today, but it looks like I'm actually going to be able to get through it easy. Like, I might even be able to do a bunch of the shirt. Whoa. I've always been a pretty slow drawer. I've been trying to speed up because it's kind of required for, like, most of my current art goals. But I'm getting there. I can definitely tell that I'm getting faster. Still, it's kind of nice to see that all my practice is paying off here. Thank you. I have been having a lot of fun drawing her. Ah, or are you talking about all the ones in the post tabs? To be fair, I had a lot of fun drawing those too. Oh yeah, I make a point of uploading everything I draw off stream onto my posts tab, so you'll be able to see lots of things there. And anytime I draw something new, well, it'll be there too. In fact, I finished another drawing today, so I'll probably upload that tomorrow. And I say tomorrow because I like to sleep on pictures for a day. I like to sleep on pictures for a day before I consider them done, just to make sure that there's nothing I want to change. So it'll probably be tomorrow before I upload it. Maybe I'll do it tonight since I finished it this morning, but we'll see. We shall see. Thank you. I have been working hard. Doing lots of studying. Lots of practice. I'm pretty sure that nothing about this is correct, but it's fine. I think it still looks okay, so I'm gonna call it good. I'm not quite at the point where I want to direct my practice towards clothes yet. I still want to get good at structuring my images a little bit better and being able to get proportions down quickly, rather than having to flail. I think that is still the most important thing for my continued growth at the moment. So that is what I will continue working on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. That so looks like it's being pulled by her fingers. I am happy. I am quite pleased. Alright, let's just get the rest of this in here. Draw some more folds out there. Get all that looking real nice. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Okay, and then I have to draw a little bit of kind of the seam here. So we got a little shadow going there. And it'll do something like this, I guess. This makes sense to me. So I think this is pretty legit. Go ahead and draw some little folds coming out from there, just to show that it's kind of sewn there, like there's a seam in the outfit. So I kind of just want some tiny little folds coming out of it, just to show that the fabric is being pulled a little bit there. It's kind of like this. Doesn't need to be too much. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and do this side. Yeah, I really am gonna have, like, zero trouble finishing off the jacket today, which is pretty sweet. Let's see, I think before I go in and do all the jacket details, I actually would like to draw this back arm and just do all of them at once. So I think I'm just gonna finish the shadows here. So I'll just go ahead and finish the stuff here, and from there, I'll go ahead and do her shirt. And then after I do her shirt, I can go in and do that back sleeve. And then all the details will come, all of them. That will be a fun day. I just always love adding all the tiny details to my drawings. I think it makes everything look very interesting. Much more interesting than it did before. I had to restrain myself on this one and not add too many tiny details, because all the art in Madoka is just so elegantly simple and I love it. So I wanted to keep some of that same feel. So I couldn't let things get too complicated. Not this time. But to be fair, I also tend to like a fairly simple design. I enjoy me some minimalism. I still want to draw some minimalism on stream. Oh, thank you. There we go. I will add a little bit of shadow here to make things look a little bit thicker. This is a nice thick cloth after all. There we go. Yeah, I really just have these frills down here and that's it. Oh, before I go and do the darkest shadows, of course. Of course. Can't forget them. That would be rude. They are important too. Let's see here. I kinda want there to be a little bit less of a fold through here. I do want there to be some tiny folds, just from things getting pulled from that seam there. But otherwise, it shouldn't be anything too complicated. And this looks sufficiently frill-like to me. So I'm gonna call it good. Honestly, I'm kind of looking forward to the day that I go through and study clothes. I think that'll be a fun time. Soon. Soon. I've got too many things I want to do. Not enough time. Life is hard. Okay, there we go. I think that looks pretty good. We good? I think so. I think that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and do the dark ones now. Here we go. I do want a few folds kind of coming out of the armpit here, but I don't... it's a thick cloth. I keep saying this, but it's important. It's important to picture the material of the cloth in your head, so this way you can draw proper folds for it. No, I don't like it at all. I don't. Let's see. I guess that's good. Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and this part only has to be like this because of the sleeve, so I'm just gonna pretend like this is a line. We'll call that good. Kind of the same here. This part is just gonna be ultra thin. Because this shadow does not make sense, and it doesn't have to. It serves a purpose. It is functional. Okay, there we go. That's a lot better. One of the rare situations where I need the lighter color there. Okay, we'll add some darkness kind of around the fingers here. I'll add the occasional little fold coming out. Should make things look a little bit nicer. All right. Thank you very much, and thanks for stopping by. Have a nice day. Okay, draw some of the big folds here. Around here. There we go. Yeah, I think this is looking pretty good. I'm gonna make the shadow a little bit smaller. But besides that, I am pleased. Okay, there we go, and... yeah, I've gone all the way around at this point. Gotten all those deep shadows in there, and I think they're looking good. And that's the only place that had them. So there we go. That is a completed jacket, sans details. I might have to go back and add some more shading when I go back and add the details, but for now, here we go. Let's go do the shirt. I've got some time. So let's see here. I'm considering whether or not I need to hide the hair. I don't think I do. We don't have to make her bald. Not right now. I'm gonna just add some basic shadows here. And it looks like I already have the edge of this mostly refined pretty well. So I can just start going in and adding shadows immediately. Nice. Ones I have actually don't look half bad, so that's nice too. Admittedly, I'm not quite sure what's going on there. It's like, I think it's supposed to be like part of her shoulder, but I don't think it actually makes sense. Well, let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and take off the straps for a moment while I kinda fix this. Oh yeah, I shouldn't do it like that. I should just fix it directly on the jacket layer, since the jacket layer is on top here. There we go. I think that's a bit better. Looks a bit less weird. And then here needs to be round. There we go. And here is still cutting into her chest just a little bit, so I will erase until it is in the proper place. And there we go. Let's go ahead and turn the straps back on, and I will shorten them up where it makes sense here. Perfect. See, nice and easy. All right. Now I just need to smooth out the part here. The part that is not actually overlapped by anything else. And that's the entire outline, so there we go. Nice and easy. The part that's going to be hard about this is the details, because I wanted to add some little shirt frills. So I'll finish off the rest of these shadows first. And unlike pretty much everything else I've been drawing here, the shirt here is made out of a thin cloth. At least that is how I am picturing it in my head. So I will be drawing accordingly, which means that the folds are a little bit thinner and more frequent. So I'll go ahead and add another one here. And kind of just do this kind of thing again. It should make it look a little bit nicer. We'll do another little one over there, and then I think that is fine. Pull in a little bit over there, I think. Maybe? No. This is fine. This is fine. So now I'll go ahead and detail all of these guys. Get the shape of the collar of her shirt there just right, and I realized that I did not perfect the back side of the shirt there. Not yet, at least. There we go, fixed that. And now I can just carry on. Make everything look nice and smooth here. Because personally, I think it's all looking pretty good. I think it's all looking pretty good. Okay. So let's see here. Just gotta... Actually, I kind of like this part being a little bit thicker at the end. I think that looks pretty good, actually. So I'm gonna keep it like that. I do enjoy being spontaneous. Where I just draw something and I'm like, oh, that's nice, let's do it. It's wonderful. Go ahead and kind of cut into this a little. I think that will look nice, and there we go. Because I'm scared, I'm gonna go ahead and add the kind of frilly parts that I planned on a new layer. Let's see, we got the buttons there. They're gonna... I'll draw them in a bit. So this will be a little bit off-center. Because I want the thing holding the buttons to be kind of like this. Maybe I should even use a darker color here. I think I will. I'm doing this on a new layer so I can make the parts that I want to be a little bit lighter, a little bit lighter. Nice and easy. And I'm kind of following the contours of the folds that I drew here. Just following that. Making this thing fold along with them. Just super gently. There we go. Okay, so I think that's good. And now I gotta think about how those frilly things work. I'm gonna actually look up a reference here. I want to take a look. So let's see, I'm gonna call it, let's see, frilled shirt. Okay, not getting me what I want here, but I don't know what the name of the kind of shirt that I'm thinking of is. Oh no, that's gonna make it harder to find a reference. Maybe shirt with lines? No, that's just gonna be a striped shirt. Small frills. Just tiny frills. Ah, here we are. That is close to what I want, so probably close enough. So I'ma just stare at this for a minute while I make sure I understand. Yes, here we are. This is perfect. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of follow the same lines here. A little bit closer, I think. So just gently all the way through. It might get a little bit quiet while I'm trying to draw particular lines here. Because that requires some focus if I want to get them right the first try. And not spend all afternoon hitting Control-Z repeatedly. Always a plus. And I will just keep doing this all the way across. It's gonna take me a hot second, but it should look pretty good when it's done. In theory. I don't think it's gotta be any more complicated than this. Just some simple lines. Going all the way down. I'm still kind of trying to pay attention to the contours of the folds and stuff, even when I don't have them explicitly drawn. None of these lines will just sit flat. They will curve with the shape of her body, and that is very important. Oh god, but there's gonna be so many. Why do I keep doing this to myself? Why do these things have to look so good? I ask myself this question all the time. But it's okay, it's worth it. It always is. I'm glad I'm doing this on another layer so I don't have to panic. Just so I don't have to panic. I probably won't send them all the way across, just close. When I look at shirts in this style, these kinds of frills don't actually go all the way across. I think I need to go a little bit further than this, but I'm going to go ahead and start on the other side. Just so I can kind of get a feel for how wide this needs to be. But for anyone wondering why I wasn't entirely sure if I'd be able to finish the shirt today, this is why. I know how I am with thin little lines like this. They take a second to draw. And I had to draw many of them. Many, many, many. But it looks so good. So good. It adds that tiny little bit of detail that I think her shirt needed. In order to not be boring. I actually still worry about her lower body being a little bit too dull, and that it might need some detail on it, but I haven't been able to find any details that I have felt actually looked good. So that'll be something to think about once I get there. Okay, now how do I want the other side to go? How far should this actually go? I don't know. A little bit further, I think, but not all the way. I don't want it to wrap around her. I just kind of want it to be sitting on the front, so maybe just like this. Does that look right? I think so. I think that looks pretty good. And I think that is all the detail it needs, so I am satisfied. We'll go ahead and add the decorations now. I'm just going to clear this layer. So I have a little bit of, like, red stuff going around her neck here. Just like this. We're going to make it just a little frilly. Just kind of like this. Just some obligatory frills in various spots. It's important because I don't want the frills on her bow to be too lonely. If they were the only ones. Alright, let's go ahead and add in the shadows here. Everything under her chin is just going to be in shadow, so this is all good. And I'll just add a couple little things here and there, and that should be fine. Sure is. Let's go give her some buttons. So we'll start it up here. And they will just go all the way down. And I don't want to use that color, but that's fine. I'll fix it after I am done. Just casually go all the way down. Now, I want these spaced a little bit more evenly. This looks kind of bad. So what I'm going to do instead of what I was just doing there, I'm going to pick a size. I think about this size is perfect, and I will use the right color this time. And I'm just going to actually use my mouse and click down. So this way I know that they will be perfect circles, and I can just focus entirely on spacing. So let's try that again. One more time. Some of these should be a little bit closer to each other, but I don't think this is one of them. This one is. So this will make it look like it's folding down a little bit. This one will be a little further apart, and the rest of these should be pretty evenly spaced. There we go. And I think... yeah, I'll just leave them as red circles. They'll just be red circles like on the gloves. A little bit of shading here. I think I'll put a little highlight on them too to make it clear that they're shiny. This one, yeah, all of these are just going to be completely in shadow, so let's do that. And I will just pick a color a little bit more toward yellow and very bright. So this way they can be nice and shiny. Put a little specular highlight on them. That's all they need. Now they're shiny. Okay, so I think that's all the shirt here. I'll merge these and I'll just let the lines there be part of shirt decor. And I realized when I look at this hand that my circles there were kind of bad, so I kind of want to go back and fix those. Yeah, this one's pretty bad too. The other ones are all right though. There we go. That's better. Okay, so that's a lot of the upper body done there. That's actually pretty sweet. Man, I wasn't sure if I'd get that far today. I'm happy. This is old stuff, right? Yep, I'm gonna clear that. I'm just going through my layers right now and taking a look at stuff that needs to be removed. So we have the ribbon. Okay. Yep, there we go. Shirt's done. Let's go ahead and do a little bit on the back of her arm there. I'm gonna have to go soon, but I think I can mostly do this one just because, frankly, there's not much to draw back there. Like it's all pretty much drawn. The front of the arm is gonna be something else, but... Oh, and I didn't, I just realized that I didn't clip the decor. Oh, I can't actually, can I? Because, yeah, the frills... The frills cannot be clipped. Okay, so I can't make this easy on myself. But I can, so it's okay. I will just select the inverse and delete the parts that went outside here. There we go. Okay. Back to what I was doing. Back to all of this. And I will go ahead and just smooth all that out. It'll be fine. I'll go ahead and just get rid of that too. I will draw all that back on later. For now, I just want to, you know, get all the major shapes in there. And I'm pretty sure that this gold ring is going to be covered by the hair here, so I won't worry about drawing it. Now I'll just get her arm in. And all will be well. Let me take a look at how I drew this one. I want them to be about the same length. Ah, yes. Fortunately, I didn't draw this on a separate layer, so I gotta kinda pull a few shenanigans, I suppose. It's not that shenanigan-y, though. It'll be okay. Might have to extend the wrist a little in order to get this to look right, but that's also fine. I can draw a little bit more of her wrist here. Pull all that back. Yep, that seems about right. And then I will let this kind of come in and fan out a bit. Something like that. This might be a little bit too much fanning out. Alright, seems good. I think I'm happy with that. It's simple, but I think it's effective. Nice and puffy, just the way I want it. And now to kind of smooth out her forearm here. This side I'm not concerned about since these are both on the same layer. I will just smooth it out when I do shadows. In fact, I'm probably going to put, like, the super dark color that I have just in the crook of the elbow here. I think that'll look pretty good. I think that will look pretty good indeed. Okay, let's get the shape of this elbow right here. Make it nice and elbowy. Okay. Seems good to me. And I changed this enough that I don't think I want to attempt to shade it today. But I will at least kind of block in the shadows that I want. I want to take a look at this next time I work on it and make sure that I actually like the way this looks. Because, I mean, even looking at it now, I'm not sure I do. Yeah, actually, even looking at it now, I don't at all. This is too big. Don't mind the big sweep I just did there, it's fine. Okay, and now just gotta put it back. There we go, that's a little bit better, and then her arm seems a little bit too skinny at the bottom. Where the elbow is, I kind of want to emphasize her forearm a little bit more here. I mean, to be fair, Madoka limbs are like pure noodles, so maybe it's fine. But I want to make sure it matches the other arm. I think that looks okay now. Maybe. Yeah, I think it's fine for now. I will probably take another look at that next time. At the very least, I think I largely have the contours down. I'm going to go ahead and lock the layer and put in this dark shadow that I think will look really good in just her elbow here. No, I don't want it to go anywhere else. I just want it to be in her elbow. I was thinking about it, but nah, I think this looks better. Just add one tiny fold in the elbow and I'll call that good. Okay. So like I said, still not sure if I like this arm. I might go look up some forearm reference and try to make that a little bit better, but I don't think I have the brain for it today. But still, that is a significant part of her upper body done there. Yeah, I think I'll actually end it off here today. I will do the jacket details and stuff next time. And we'll finish off her arm and hopefully the lovely little marshmallow that is her lower body. But I'm glad I was able to get her shoulders figured out. I mean, I think this is all looking pretty good. I'm quite pleased. I am quite pleased. Do I want to fix the color of the shadows here, or do I like them being a little bit darker? I'm gonna make them lighter on one side and compare. Just gonna do it kind of messily. Oh yeah, they definitely look better lighter. Okay. In that case, I will fix that. I will fix that. I do want the button thing to be dark, because that actually, like, opens up. But for the rest, I will go ahead and make them just a little bit lighter in areas that are not in shadow. That is why I put this on a new layer. I mean, I think I even mentioned it while I was doing it, of just Oh yeah, I can just do it like this and then fix the colors after. And lo and behold, I'm here, fixing the colors after. Exactly as planned. And now it just looks ever so slightly better. Okay, but I do think I will actually stop here for today. So, thank you all for coming, and I hope you were able to make something wonderful today. I will see you all tomorrow.